Welcome to today's masterclass, Create and Fill Your High Converting Evergreen Webinars. So this is for you if you're a coach and consultant or a course creator and you want to start making consistent 5-figure months without creating daily content, sending spammy DMs or being on social media 24/7. And this works for you even if you if you don't have a big following and if nobody knows who you are. Okay, so let's dive right in. Now, question yourself, are you here because you have a secret desire? Maybe you desire a system that could bring you leads on autopilot. Maybe something that does all the heavy lifting for you so you can just focus on your zone of genius, which is coaching, consulting, creating beautiful transformations, and so on. Maybe you're thinking about no more exhausting live launching. Instead, you just want to have the ability to do launching hands off and on an ongoing basis and on autopilot, ideally, and that your business is a scalable and consistent ecosystem without trading time for money. And this can be obviously achieved through scalable digital programs, memberships, or evergreen group programs. So if you are in a position where you want to create one of these or you want to scale them and fill your programs that you already have, then you are absolutely in the right place. No more reinventing yourself over and over, but only work on strategic pieces in your business. And if you want a structured daily workflow so that you can focus on what you love doing and brings in the results, then this masterclass is absolutely 100% for you. Okay, so I'm going to teach you 3 simple steps. It's a very unique approach, but you can create, we'll talk about 5-figure income before we go to 6 figures. Even 5 figures a month would be amazing, right? So there's 3 phases, and I'm going to walk you through these phases. And just to let you know, this doesn't just work for me. My methods have been proven in almost any industry and all over the world. So I've worked with coaches, consultants, therapists, healers, nutritionists, fashion stylists, health, love, relationship, parenting, wellness, you name it. Okay. So I've almost helped 1,000 female entrepreneurs over the past, it's been over 10 years now, in fact. Okay. For example, Helena, she's a career and leadership coach, and she wanted to move into group coaching and now works with execs, corporate teams, and commanding 5-figure price tags. So she's made a huge shift by working with me and using an ecosystem like webinars and all the other things I want to share with you today as well. So it all works in harmony. Jenny, she's a language teacher. As I said, this works for any sort of industry, really. But obviously, Jenny also wanted to, stop having to weed through content online at slow pace and having to show up every day. So firstly, with 20 extra prices, and now again, she works with corporate clients, and she does also some other individual work as well. So it works whether you want to work with corporate clients or individuals in any niche and globally as well. So, and just to say, obviously the results aren't typical. Your results will obviously vary, but I will do my best to share with you how these women have achieved these results and then share some more case studies with you later on as well. So if you are right now creating a lot of content, you're posting on social media, you're doing Instagram Reels, you're on TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, everywhere, it's completely overwhelming for you, nothing's working, then obviously you're in the right place, because we're going to actually simplify. One of the things I love to teach is simplification, right? There's 3 pillars in my business, actually. It's simplification, systematization, and then scaling the business as well. So we're going to, obviously, simplifying is some of the things that we may be doing, we don't need to be doing. Systemizing is obviously looking at automations, and one of the things we've talked about is the webinar, so we can create and fill webinars as part of this ecosystem, and so that we can scale. Scaling means putting in place programs and just the way we work on a daily basis as well, and putting in place programs so that we can run them without actually having to add more of our time. So we create a container we can leverage, for example, group programs or memberships and things like that. So these are the main 3 pillars I always talk around. And the thing is that we're kind of thinking crazy. This is crazy. And we've got so many conflicting directions. We just don't know anymore where we should be going to, because there's so many shiny objects out there. And again, something I don't support. What I teach is nothing shiny object at all. It's pretty much putting a solid business foundation in place that works over and over and over again. So we need clarity, certainty, and predictability, and obviously want to create income and impact as well, so that you're in control of your time. You choose where and from where and who you want to work with, and you are just flexible, because that's the reason why we started our business, right? We wanted to have a different lifestyle. We wanted to create that impact. We wanted to perhaps even increase our income and not being sort of tied to some salary and sort of limits. Okay, so really let's connect back. Why have we started our business and where have we come to, right? You may just be in the very beginning, early stages, and that's great, because now you can see what it takes to create a successful business without going around in circles and chasing things which you may not need in a business, because that's what happened to me. I was chasing lots of different things and it just didn't work for many years. I was just trying and testing things, but it can be so simple. It really can be so simple. So, and you might be thinking it's hard, I'm too late, the market is saturated. Yes, many more coaches and consultants, therapists, healers have come into the market, but you're not too late, right? Of course, now it takes time to actually, and more intelligence to actually craft offers and messages so that you stand out from the market. Again, something that I do whenever I work with a client. We make sure that we actually are very clear, and we create even a visual roadmap around your offers as well. So really powerful stuff. So there is still room in the market, and actually more people actually need transformational services and our support. And my passion is actually making sure that more small entrepreneurs are successful in delivering that. So today I'm gonna obviously talk about creating and filling webinars, but really it's holistically talking about predictable ways to land more clients, and not just any client. It's clients that you love working with, and so that you can charge what you're worth and then have that greater impact, and so that you can enjoy your business again. Because quite often we just do things perhaps which we don't love doing, and we think we need to follow this blueprint and that blueprint, and it just the business can really turn into more of a burden, and you might find yourself working longer hours and all that. So, and that's not fun. So let's turn this around. Let's really strip it all down, simplify what we're doing, get back to our core, our essence. Why do we start this? And how can we do this in a way that is actually fun, is flexible, it still has personality, because obviously you don't want to talk to a robot either. So I think it's, and it's still very tailored as well. That's very important. I think it's really getting the balance right. Okay. So it is for you if you have an online training program, course, group coaching, one-to-one done for you, services, agencies, any industry. And if you want to turn strangers into clients in less than 48 hours, I think that's the amazing thing about it, because quite often gurus teach you to put a freebie together, put it out there, start having an email list and then sell to them, or you might have a Facebook group, and it just takes a long time to really connect with people and nurture them. So, how can we do this in a better way? Because the reason why people come to you or look at something like a freebie, or even, the webinar, they have a problem. And you need to share with them and show them what you can do, and give them the feeling that you are the person for them who can help them, really truly help them to make that leap with whatever you do. Okay. And as I said, we don't want to post anything on social media, or having to spam people via DMs, or giving away so much free stuff over and over again. And maybe we attract the wrong people as well when we're doing this. And we don't need to be a tech guru, because technology can be another hurdle. Like, oh my gosh, does it do I need lots of technology? Does it cost a lot of money on software and things like that? We don't need to create complex things around us, right? And you don't need any previous results, because quite often clients come to me and say, well, I haven't really worked or haven't had a result yet for my client. Yeah, but maybe you've actually had a result for yourself, or there are other ways that you can actually get results and testimonials as well. Okay, so take it as a fresh start, take a deep breath, and just enjoy the ride. Take some notes, because obviously I'm going to go through it very quickly. I've got so much exciting things to share, and I just want you to go walk away today with a lot of golden nuggets. But obviously I've been sort of talking quite a while now. I just wanted to share who I am. I am Sabine Matharu. As you can see, this is quite a bit of an older picture. My kids are now taller than me, and they're teenagers now. It's just lovely to see them so young again. And yeah, I did these are my early days when I started off, and I had some really weird haircuts. And yeah, I literally started off, I came out of corporate and I had enough. I wanted to work around my children, and business was the only thing that I really knew very, very well. And I still love doing business consulting and working on creative things and strategizing and problem solving. And that's was always my path, right? But it wasn't always easy. It really wasn't. And yeah, it wasn't easy, as in, like, I didn't understand where I needed to go. And I did have a mentor who really, really helped me and unlocked a lot of my potential that was already sitting within me. And I really appreciated that. So what happened is that I listened to myself, and I realized that I was given a mission to go and create a platform for female leaders around the globe and to share their voices. And one of the things that came out from that was Rise in Pursuit of Empowerment. It's a book, a collection of 25 female entrepreneurs that share their story. And then after that, I wrote 2 more books. One was the most recent one was in the pandemic. And it just gave me that, it just gave me that feeling of connection and being able to understand what female entrepreneurs are going through and how to best help them. And then I was invited to go and speak to corporates. Dell Technology is one of them, because they wanted someone to come and motivate their female leaders in organizations. And then, yeah, I started my masterclasses, my masterminds, my one-to-ones, and done for you services. And yeah, I guess the rest is history. And yeah, what I'm going to share with you today, I just wanted to let you know as well, it's something that this is for high ticket offers. Okay, so it's good if you have a price point over £2,000, and then obviously I've been able to eliminate repetitive work stress and overwhelm by using what I teach. It's very important for me that I use it myself, and I walk the talk. And obviously it's, I love traveling. As you can see, I'm from Austria originally, so I always go back home skiing in the summer as well. So love Italy. As you can see, Italy and Dubai, it's one of my sort of top favorite holidays as well. So it's just, especially now, and when talk about summer holidays, right, how can you utilize the system that I'm going to share with you without actually having to be there all the time? How can you still have clients coming in, booking calls, or purchasing from you? That's the whole idea. It's about getting your time back, right? And some people don't really want to get overly rich. They just want to do like really have comfortable income, right? So that they don't have to worry about every month. And it's a bit more predictable, right? So obviously there's an easy way and there is a hard way to do this. This is for you if you're an expert, a coach, a consultant, a course creator, you're seriously entrepreneurial minded, you have the knowledge and you want to monetize it. You've tried marketing before without the desired results. You have no strategy to consistently get clients, and you have some good results, but now struggle to keep going or scaling. Obviously, this is not for you if you want to make some quick money, or if you have low ticket items. If you have brick and mortar, Shopify businesses, it may not be the best. But I've seen it work as well. It's possible. I've been talking to someone who has a brick and mortar business who this works for as well, obviously. Okay, if you have too small goals, or is this just a side hustle, you know, it takes time and energy to implement what I'm going to teach you today. And if you don't want to grow your online business, or you're terrified of investing, or you're very extremely time poor, then this may not be the best ecosystem that I'm going to share with you. Okay, so I'm going to share with you 3 parts today. First, I'm going to go through 5 biggest mistakes that separates the struggling coaches and consultants from those that make consistent 6 and 7 figures. The 3 things we need to hit 5 figures a month in 30 days. This is all possible. I did it multiple times and consistently, and it's not as hard as you think it is. Again, I'm going to share with you the ecosystem behind it. Okay, and once you get it up and running, you can reuse it over and over again without having to reinvent yourself over and over again. That's the beauty about it. And then part 3 is actually going a bit more into the depth of the ecosystem, so that I'll show you how to automate your customer acquisition through evergreen marketing systems. In particular, I'm going to speak about webinars, obviously, so that you can focus on what you do best, love doing, and generate more sales and doing less. It's buying your time back, putting something in place that will work for you on an ongoing basis in the background over and over again. So let me tell you 5 biggest mistakes I've seen over, so that I've been working with female entrepreneurs about 1,000 roughly, right, over the last 10 years. And I've seen this over and over again, that they compare themselves with the competition, right? How many times have you compared yourself, and you look at someone else on social media and you think, oh my gosh, they got this all together. They get all these likes and shares and comments, and they're making 7 figures, and you always aspire to be someone else rather than staying in your own lane and remembering who you are, and that perhaps you're a couple of steps behind. And I think if you remember your essence and your mission, I think it's much more powerful. You will be more authentic. You will, and also I realized when you just stop for a minute and you just listen to yourself, you will get the answers. You will know what the next steps will be, right? So don't compare yourself. Stay in your lane. Number 2, complex systems and funnels. I personally, so I was on Carter, which is a system that holds all the funnels and emails and landing pages and freebies and downloads and everything. And I was so overwhelmed with what I had built in the last 10 years that I couldn't even see what it was anymore. And I deleted everything. Last year, I deleted everything, and I started from scratch with one thing and one thing only. So we don't need complexity in our business. Actually, it's going to overwhelm us, because what I've noticed, and I think that's mistake number 3, is creating a lot of different programs and trying to cater for everyone. And the thing is, I had that as well. I had a membership. I had several low ticket courses, like self-study courses that I put out there. And then I had my high level mastermind, my mid-level mastermind, and then I was doing something in corporate as well. And it just got too much, because every program I had some clients, and I just spread myself too thin, and that wasn't helpful for my clients nor for myself. And so we can confuse ourselves, we can confuse our clients, and we just get into overwhelm because we've got too many things that we're trying to do. So, and understand, we're all multi-passionate, and it's fine, but let's structure in a way that feels more easy, right? So there are ways to bundle things together, for example. Then mistake number 4, not enough eyeballs. That's like people seeing what you have. It's a real big make or break in your business. You might be putting something out there, and you put it out there once, twice, 3 times maybe, and it's like, oh, nobody's bought. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants what I have, right? So all of these doubts are starting to form in your head. But if you truly tested this on 100, 200, 300 people, only then you will get a true measure whether what you've put together is working or not. So we tend to not do enough marketing, not enough people actually seeing what we have. And I will share with you a couple of things as to how to actually get more people into seeing your webinar, for example, because I've got 26 different organic strategies that I teach in my program. So there's definitely something for everyone to actually actively taking some of these strategies. And of course, we know there's paid advertising as well, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. And then it's not investing, to grow their business and to get the proper support. How many times have you tried to go on YouTube, read books, blogs, and I don't know, just watch a whole bunch of free things and then not taking action and then not having someone to actually walk with you and hold your hands to actually implement? And, sometimes I was in these situations where I was in these big programs, and number one, I hated it because it was pretty much like go and watch a bunch of videos. And then if you do have a question, you're on a call with 100 other people, maybe your question is going to get answered or not. And when I was creating something, I would not have the support. People would not look over my stuff. And it was really, really hard. And that's probably one reason why I didn't get the results for the first couple of years. I needed someone to truly look over my stuff, give me feedback, and optimize. And that's what I've learned. And this is how I structure my programs now as well. I have very, very small programs, and I'm very, very personable with people. And I do the reviews and we implement together. So again, it's really important to get the right people to help you with your business, and don't just struggle on your own. Okay, so here are the 5 mistakes again. Number one, comparing yourself with the competition, complex funnels and systems, creating lots of different programs, not enough eyeballs, and not investing to grow your business. So part 2, we're going to go through the 3 things we need to hit 5 figures a month in 30 days. Okay. Number 1, it's clarity. Well, I think I talked about it. And when I talk about 5 figures, I just put there 20K. Some people say, oh, well, 10K is already good. And some people are already at a 10K. Maybe they want to go to 20, 30K a month. But, let's think about it. We need clarity in our business as to the message. We need to stand out. Nowadays, people know when they see a opt-in and a funnel, people are savvy. So we need to be, we need to understand the journey of our customer. We need to understand them deeply as to what their pain points are and whether we have a program that actually addresses their number one problem. Because if it doesn't, they are not going to invest. So we need to check over what we're offering. Is it really matching? And even I had to improve my own program. So I had I have an audit, and I've brainstormed and researched, and also ChatGPT helps me sometimes, right? Brainstorm this kind of stuff. What are the main problems that my customers have? And please rank them top 10, right? You can ask ChatGPT to do that, and then go and check. Are you actually solving this problem in your program? And is it in what order as well? There's maybe things that you haven't even thought about. So really gain clarity around your offers, your message, and how do you want to sell your programs, in what space, in what container? Do you have something that's scalable as well, or are you selling a lot of one-to-ones and then you kind of stuck in terms of your time? So these are all considerations in terms of business model and other things. Okay. For example, Nikki and Christine, they came to me, they're parenting and leadership coaches, and they've been working with many mentors previously and spent a lot of money, but they said that nobody else really truly understood them. And I sat with them and really helped them fine-tune their niche so that we could align who they were, right? First and foremost. And then secondly, we really aligned with the problems of the market and spoke to the parents. So yeah, they were really, really excited, and now they're consistently attracting the right clients for them as well. right? We had another example. Clarity helped Noreen. Noreen, and this was amazing. She works with horses. So I didn't know much about horses, but I really asked her lots of different questions. And what can horses do and how they can help with the healing? She created so much clarity and for herself, not only for her marketplace, but also for herself, that she was then nominated in Ireland, as she was part of a network. She was nominated as Businesswoman of the Year because she had made so much of a transformation. And then all her marketing, as you can see here in the middle, we've revamped all of this. One here on the bottom, you can see a little bit the 9 steps she created for her program. It's like, how can you also put an intangible program into more of a tangible form? So we created a roadmap and explained to people what they would be experiencing and what the steps would look like. So there's another amazing tool that you can use. So the second thing is the connection. We need to connect with our audience. And again, once we know what their problems are and how we solve the problem, it's about getting the eyeballs. It's about getting people to see what you have. And I want to just briefly talk about the free traffic versus paid traffic. That's people bringing people to your stuff, right? And or create followers or getting people on your email and so on. So traffic is eyeballs. People come and see your stuff. So the free traffic strategies, I want to be very, very honest with you. Obviously everyone creates content, including myself, right? And I'm here, I'm even doing live launching myself from time to time. I enjoy it, I really do. But I love also putting some stuff on autopilot that works for me when I go on holiday, right? And the same with the content. I do I enjoy creating content? Yes and no. But I think it's this consistency. It's probably, it's not so bad as like, yes, I want to create content, but every single day and having to think about it or batching it, I think that's when it becomes a little bit sort of a bit of a burden or like really exhausting, right? And I think this is what I want to express here in terms of what could be the downfalls of the free traffic strategies, because it's a long-term game and there's no guarantee that people will actually come and buy something from you, and it can be a big time waster because obviously you need to either spend time or you spend your money to get people to see your stuff. So when you spend money, obviously you can run ads, for example, Facebook ads or YouTube ads, okay? But the time you will never get back. So we need to really think about how we do best utilize our time. We can grow a Facebook group. We can constantly post on social media. We can have messenger conversations, launching, referrals, word of mouth, low ticket, funnels. All these other things are very, very popular, but these strategies are very, very slow. And if we want to have clients now, then we need a different strategy. And what I noticed, what's even worse is once you have a lead, even if you go organically and you start, say, DMs in your messenger, and I even noticed this myself, I still am doing it, reaching out to people as well. But then sometimes like, oh, okay, what then? Because I don't want to be spammy or selling them something in the messenger, and maybe you go back and forth for a long time. It doesn't lead you anywhere. And you maybe even need to convince them to buy in a messenger, which isn't working either. So best is to hop out, give them something to consume, some value, and that's why we're talking about webinar, right? Webinars are the way forward, right? You can obviously send them to a sales page as well, but maybe you book unqualified calls by not really having truthful conversations with them, and they turn up, or they don't turn up at all. They are not prepared to invest. So all these things can actually happen to us, right? And we can do exhausting live launches and nothing comes to fruition. So the solution, as I already said, is a system that connects people so they go from cold to hot within hours, okay? So, and it can be without you actually being there live and doing the hard work over and over again, a process that gets your prospects warmed up so that they know what to do and what they actually expect and what you're selling, so they're already pre-qualified. So you not end up having a call and they're like, what is it that you actually do and what's your price point? Oh, that's far too much. We don't want that, right? Because time, it's again, we don't want to waste time with people like that. And So when they book a call, they will turn up. They have a desire. They already are pre-sold. They love what you do. They've already seen you on camera. They've already made the connection. They have the intent to purchase because they've seen what you can do in your system. They have funds or can get the funds, and you already have the objections handled up front. That's also very important, so that they already come in and they understand that you understand them, right? That you understand, yes, they don't have enough time, or they don't have enough a lot of funds, or they have self-doubt, but you can handle that inside of your program or the way you've prepped them in the webinar. Okay, so let's talk about the conversion event, which is something like a webinar. We want to actually get something that works all the time, that is speedy. It's a simple system, and we can do this with a high ticket offer. I would say minimum 2,000. It works with 1,000 as well. But obviously, just to let you know, if you do go for a paid ad, for example, you have to do the numbers, because if it's a low ticket item, there has to be things in place to make it work. But so I'm roughly talking about high ticket offer, $2,000, pounds. Right. Part 3. Now let's automate this, and let's go into this customer acquisition system that I was talking about to help generate more sales and doing less. So as I said, this is the engine. We're going to get leads in. We want all of this ecosystem to work for us so that we get customers, or booking a call, potential customers warmed up, who already know you, like you, trust you. They have an intention to purchase. They already know what you do, and they would come and book a call within 24 to 48 hours of a contact, of opting into your presentation. So it can be very, very quick, rather than having them on an email list and nurturing them for months and months and months or years, right? So the key is the webinar, and this is why I want to talk about creating and filling high converting webinars, and the key points to that. So I just want to bust one more myth here, because webinars, a lot of people get distracted and they don't have a huge attention span. So webinars have to be positioned in a certain way. And some people think webinars don't work anymore. But we have seen that a lot of very successful business owners do still webinars, like some of these people here. You might know some of them, Amy Porterfield, Tony Robbins, and so on. So they are still relying on webinars when it comes to bigger launches. So how does it work? Like, for example, if you had a $3,000 program, like let's work it out. Number 1, step 1, the lead registers. As I said, yes, the paid version. To get paid people, great is YouTube, because people are already watching. So we have to be very mindful of where we put our invitation to the webinar. So what happens on TikTok? TikTok is very fast. Do people want to watch a webinar there and then? And they probably not. Instagram, yeah, we can put it out there, obviously, but I'm saying Facebook, yeah, can be also quite a quick one. But on YouTube, you can promote your webinar on YouTube. You can also use paid ads for that. So people are already Googling things and watching things. So it's a great way. And I'm talking about webinars that can be automated, and then people can actually watch there and then as well. So there's 2 versions. There's the live event, which happens a couple of days later. So that would be good for Facebook, Instagram, and other places. But if you are wanting to put something on Evergreen and on autopilot, so people would opt in, and then within the next 15 minutes, the webinar runs, that's also possible. Then obviously a different platform is more advisable. Step 2 is the registration. Obviously, we need a registration page that talks to the pain points, and remember, what I said before in terms of what's the priority, what's the pressing issues. Then we'll have the webinar, and then we have an application form. So the webinar should be about 40 to 45 minutes. And one of the things I need to say here is webinars shouldn't really teach the ins and outs of everything. Otherwise, people go away from the webinar and think, well, actually, I don't need that person's help because I already got everything I need. the opposite end of that is, oh my gosh, this webinar is not giving me any value. It was just a pitch fest. That's not nice either, right? So we want to have a good sort of in between. We want to give people a lot of value, and we want to give them aha moments and really unlock the potential so that they can see what's possible for them, for them in their business, for them in their life, whatever you teach. So that's the important thing about how you're crafting the webinars. And then obviously then they hop on a call with you to apply. You can send them to a sales page as well, but that would be more for a lower ticket item. I love to hop on sales calls with people because I get a feel for who they are and whether I can work with them, whether I can help them or not, because there's no point actually taking someone's money when you then don't have that feeling that you get on. So that's why I still like the one-to-one calls. So what happens is after the webinars, right? What if 60 to 50, 70 people actually did sign up, and you don't have to be salesy? You have some great authentic conversations at the end because everybody's seen you, they like you, they look forward. You look forward to getting on the call, and it's not like pressure. Oh my gosh, I've got to now explain, and I've got to sell them. I've got to convince them that what I have is amazing. Right? You don't want that. Nobody wants that. We don't want to be on the receiving end either, right? And how good would it feel if you're in a position to turn people away? Because there is this, which I didn't talk too much about, obviously, is an application page when people book a call, and they will have to go through a number of questions, and that's already filtering people out who aren't serious and who just want to come and pick your brains. You don't want that either, right? So you can turn people away if they haven't filled in the form, or if you think they're not a good fit, but just looking at the form as well. And then having more time to work with your actual clients rather than spending a lot of time wasters who may not turn up on the call, or they don't have the money, and or they're not right fit, and so on, right? So this is really what this ecosystem brings. And getting people on the phone can happen on autopilot if you choose to do so. If you choose to automate the webinars as well, which I also teach how to automate that and how to put all the tech together, then you can just get people after a webinar. You don't even need to be there and present live, and just get them on the phone. Okay, so all of this is possible. So we start with leads, then we have the webinar, we've got the phone call, we've got the application in between, and then we have a new client. Now, what is this ecosystem? And it goes around and around, it runs all over and over again. So this is the beauty. Once you create something that works, you should be able to use it over and over again. Now ask yourself, how often do you recreate content? You launch campaigns, recreate presentations. Oh no, this is not good enough. I want to just change it over. Maybe you're changing offers over as well, or your website and so on, right? Creating new offers, sales pages. Maybe you don't have a standardized onboarding process, and you spend a lot of time every time a client comes in. It's like, oh my gosh, panic, I need to onboard this person. So all of these things can be a part of this ecosystem, of this evergreen ecosystem. I call it the evergreen formula, right? Because once we put it in place once and we do it properly, we can reuse it over and over again, right? So, and I've been there, I've been there myself. We reinvent ourselves over and over again, wasting lots of time and effort, and we're just not seeing the results. So now my client secret desires, I just want to share a couple of them with you. They have a system that brings them leads on autopilot. That's what they are dreaming about. Something that does all the heavy lifting, so they focus on their zone of genius and make those transformations and work with their clients rather than having to do 80% of marketing. And quite often they just do very small percentage of paid work. They don't want to do exhausting live launches, but they want to have the ability to do launching more hands-off in the background, right? They can still live launch if they wish to do that, but also have something else in addition. And they want their business to be an ecosystem that just runs and that just functions. It's standardized, it has solid foundations, great messaging, and just a flow of evergreen campaigns that can be used again and again and again. And that's throughout, right? It's throughout the content, it's the messaging, it's your presentations, the sales pages, even it goes all the way through to onboarding and delivery and then scaling. Right? All of these blocks, building blocks, are just put in place neatly. And then they want a way to expand and scale their business without trading time for more money, like, for example, scalable digital programs, memberships, or evergreen programs, so that they can move away from one-to-ones and have different containers. And they don't want to do reinventing themselves over and over again, but only work on strategic pieces in the business that deliver true results. And of course, they want also to know every day what they're doing when they get up, because quite often we as entrepreneurs, we're passionate. We need to do this, that, and the other. We think, okay, I'm going to get stuck on social media perhaps, or answering emails, and they're not really doing the things that really bringing in results. So what if you have that solid daily flow of structure? And it is all about speed and results at the end of the day. And I guess the question is, that's what I'm asking my clients as well, can you afford doing the things that you're doing right now? Are you doing the right things in the right order? Do you have an ecosystem in place? Do you have a daily flow? Do you have something that does all the heavy lifting for you? And quite often, people run around in circles for many, many months and years, and they never really tackle the root cause. They never really get to that system. And say it was possible to hit 10K a month, right? Let's do the math. After 10 months, that's lost 100,000, potentially an opportunity cost, if you don't get this right. If you never build this ecosystem, it can be huge. So what if you installed this evergreen ecosystem? How would it look like? So you've got the cycle here. You've got the evergreen content and repurpose system. I don't believe that every day we need to reinvent the content and reinvent ourselves over and over again. What if we had a system that we can reutilize over and over again? Yes, there will be a bit of content creation in the beginning, but it's going to be very strategic, and it will be, the message will fit hand in glove, and it's solid, and it's not just something you put out there and you don't hear anything about it. Because let's face it, content creation takes a lot of time and energy. So let's create content that is powerful and that we can repurpose over and over again as well. And then in the middle here, we've got the evergreen webinars and the conversion, obviously, where the conversion happens. So on the left-hand side, you've got the attraction. In the middle, you've got the conversion. And on the right-hand side, you've got your evergreen programs, which is your delivery. And again, something not a lot of people are actually teaching as to how to truly deliver hugely transformative programs, right? So something that we need to also think about. And here is an example. You've got Shenat here. She's a mind, body, soul coach. And she really needed a quantum leap and more speed. And she created actually her first program. So this also works if you haven't got a program yet, if you just get started. And she sold out in 30 days, just because she's thought about all these foundational pieces, and she put all these pieces in place so that the ecosystem could breathe and it could work over and over again for her. And frankly, I do want you to be next, because I truly believe in the power of small business owners, because the world isn't a great place at the moment. My whole mission is to make the world a better place. And I know I can do this by helping other business owners who have the power of healing, who have the power of transformation, and do good in the world as well, and are totally aligned with my mission. So yeah, I'd like you to just consider, it is an invitation to perhaps think about what that could mean to you as well, if you have this ecosystem as well. Obviously, there's always options, always. Leaving this webinar, you can choose option A, do nothing, and you're gonna maybe find yourself coming back to me, because that's what happened a couple of times with some of the clients that seen my webinar. 2 years later, they knock on my door again, that thing invested in someone else and it didn't work out, and it can be hard to go this on your own, because entrepreneurship is already very, very lonely, and it can be more expensive because you're just not getting things in place. You're not getting the results that you want to get. And it can be very, very slow and of course lonely. Option B can be easier, more fun. We work together and it can be less expensive in the long run and much, much faster because I've got all the systems already kind of plug and play. I wouldn't say it's cookie cutter because I actually don't like that. I like to help business owners who are very purpose driven, and I want to help them align themselves as well with how they want to show up and not just give them a box standard something, right? So it's got to be tailored as well, but definitely faster because there's things like templates, even tech checklists done for you, options for technology, because there is a bit of tech involved here, obviously, because we want to automate some of the things. So all is included, but obviously we can talk about it because the opportunity is not I'm selling you anything today, but just come join me. Perhaps let's have a conversation. I do a free blueprint call. It's completely free. What we'll do is I'll have a look at your business, so a bit of an audit as to what you're doing right now and what's not working and what's working, and then give you a couple of tips as to how to fix it. And if there is an opportunity and a desire to talk about my program and how we can work together, absolutely, we can do that. But first and foremost, we're very happy to just do an audit on your business and understand a bit more about you. And there's another example here, Heather. She's a cancer and physical illness therapist. So as I said, this works for so many different people. And she just really stopped chasing the wrong clients because she created her high ticket webinar and she made 20K in the first month or second month, because obviously the first couple of weeks is establishing it. And some people take a bit longer because they need to create an audience around them as well. So depends, but it is all possible, right? And my program is called the Success Formula. It is for female coaches, consultants, and course creators who want to take their business to the next level with speed and ease. So there's a range of other people that I've helped: language, love and relationship coaches, language teachers. Who else we've got there? Healers, therapists, nutritionists. And then we've got Noreen there, which I spoke about earlier, who's working with horses and is a healer, basically. So it's a wide range of women. So do book a call and we can talk about your business. And I'm happy to talk a bit more about the Evergreen Success Formula. But basically, we cover all the different elements that I was talking about earlier on in terms of creating this ecosystem, looking at all the foundations and looking at all the evergreen pillars. So for me, the evergreen pillars are evergreen content, evergreen conversion, which is the evergreen webinars system, and then we have evergreen programs. Because again, people are just reinventing their programs over and over again, and they think they have to create another video course or another sales funnel. And it's really about simplifying everything you do in your business and get real clarity so that you get to be known for one thing only that you do really, really well. Of course, you can have a couple of different programs, but it's really about focusing on what you do best and what feels like fun, and so that you can actually run your business in a way that is a bit more hands-off. Okay, so I really look forward to having a conversation with you. If you are interested, just click that link, bit.ly/success formula call, and fill in the form that's after that on the page, and then we shall have a discussion. So thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please leave them in chat, and obviously I will be able to answer. And with that, I wish you a fabulous rest of the day.